Hi, this is Brian, back at the Budget Home Studio, and just doing a bit of a catch-up. Lately I've been reading a bit of the stuff that's on the net over the flat earth. Of course, I'm only doing this because I started reading the book of Enoch and reread the book of Genesis. And what I found was that some of the arguments for the flat earth are quite compelling. Of course, you'll be ridiculed by virtually everyone in popular culture if you attempt to talk about this. So it's a fairly restricted kind of conversation that I'm having. Of course, on YouTube it's open to everyone, but I'm not talking to everyone that I know about the idea of a flat earth or the idea of a globe. But I have found a few interesting things in this little research project I've given myself, including a most fascinating message on the headstone of a grave of Wernher von Braun, the space rocket man who really developed rocketry for the Americans. It's actually just simply a verse from the Psalms. Verse 1, Psalm 19, is all there is on the headstone of Wernher von Braun. Well, it's all there was until somebody messed around with the headstone and put I think a NASA, some kind of NASA symbol on it. But for a long time, that's all there was there. And this rocket, of course, detracts, as far as I'm concerned. I don't know who did that, but I wouldn't be at all surprised if it was someone who was trying to stop people from thinking about this unusual message that was put onto the headstone. And of course, if you don't know Psalm 19 verse 1, then I'll read it to you. What it says is, reading from, I think this is the Revised American, but most Bibles are going to say something pretty similar to this. The heavens are telling the glory of God, and the firmament proclaims his handiwork. That's all that's there. But that won't mean much to people who haven't read the book of Genesis or the book of Enoch or any of the elaboration around the story of creation as told or relayed to us in Genesis. So that's been my little project that has distracted me, and I think I'm going to find it quite hard to get somebody to talk in an intelligent way about this with me in our little budget studio that I run here on YouTube. I think it will be quite hard. And the other thing you become aware of is that there's this huge amount of prejudice over these kinds of subjects. People just feel that it's a complete waste of time. And because the globe is such an entrenched idea. Now, I would have thought anyone who was seriously seeking after truth would have a certain amount of openness, will attempt to be open about the things that they have regarded as almost self-evident truths. Well, I mean, obviously, the shape of the earth is not a self-evident truth. It's something that you have to actually go out and investigate. But globes have been around and in classrooms and presented to the public. However, having said that, the flat earth has popped up in some rather strange places as well, or should I say maps of the flat earth have. So all of this is incredibly interesting from my point of view, because I'm interested in looking at some of the things that I've regarded as almost sacred in terms of my belief system. I really do have a desire to reevaluate and to reassess the foundations that make up my worldview. So that's what I've been doing, and I have found a lot of interesting people on YouTube in particular making comment about the flat earth model, if you like. Yeah, they might get annoyed with me by wanting to refer to it in that sense, but yeah, well, we have myths, models and paradigms, and how do we know reality? Well, we know reality through experience and through what other people tell us, but most people are certainly not going to be able to experience the shape of the earth directly for themselves. They're going to rely on what somebody else tells them. My problem has been when I've looked at the horizons, I've gone out and looked at expanses from very high positions, yeah, from, should I say, pretty close to, from mountain tops to where I had a clear view of a big expanse, including areas of sea where water's meant to find its own level. I don't see the curves. I haven't seen the curves. And in fact, as I think about it, I've probably never seen the curves. And so, you know, it's kind of become an interesting issue for me. I've certainly find it fascinating. And when you when you go look into it, fortunately now, because of the internet, access to information can be very quick. So, you know, you can pull up stuff that would have taken a long time without computers in the past. Libraries, books, you know, going back and forth, and then comparing, you know, texts and what people have said can all be done very quickly now. So certainly the internet, Google search engine, YouTube, which is, you know, a massive search engine now really. YouTube is just incredible. It's just everything's on YouTube. Well, pretty close to everything anyway. And some rather interesting people, you know, have been talking about different issues relating to the idea of a flat earth, including that gravity is not necessary with a flat earth. And so whether we've been misled by Newton is an interesting proposition. I'm open to this. I suspect that many of the things that make up our picture of reality are actually not on good foundations at all. Anyway, look, that's all I want to talk about for now. I see that I've already sort of run up a bit of time, and so we'll leave that here. But I'm interested in your thoughts, and I'll try and get a fairly interesting title to this video so that people can get hooked into it and give us their opinions. Yeah, looking forward to that. Okay, over and out.